Hey, it's Jordan, the 1031 doctor, and today we're going to do a review of Crexi so that you don't waste your time searching for a bunch of junk deals. And this is how I do it. I've been doing this since 1986. Obviously, they didn't have Crexi or LoopNet in 1986. In the old days, we used to use microfiche, and we didn't even have cell phones, so I don't even know how we were doing it back then. But let's dive into this video. The 1031 doctor will analyze any triple net deal for you within 24 hours for $299. And let's dive into this. So, this is how you don't waste time on Crexi and LoopNet. This is what I do, and I'll do it as fast as I can. And to show you, I'll basically do any price. We're looking for things for sale and all types. We only want retail, but I'm going to take out a bunch of stuff. I'm not interested in banks. I'm not interested in daycare. I'm not interested in pharmacy and drug. I'm not interested in bars, and I'm not interested in storefronts. Sometimes I will, but let's leave it in anyways. Sometimes you get like a standard brand paints or something like that, or some medical. But I'll leave shopping center in, and automotive I love. So let's apply all those. And I leave any price, but let's do a minimum of $1 million. And we'll go to 20. How's that? Okay. Now we leave cap rates open because you never know. You could have somebody that's wanting a 4.5 cap, and if you put in 6 cap, you're going to miss a bunch of deals because that 4.5 cap might be highly motivated and might sell for a 6, and you'll miss it. Here's all the other filters. Tenant, not interested in. I'll look whatever I want. I'm going to take active listing on market. I'm taking out auctions. I'm taking out highest and best offers. I'm taking out call for offers. This is all a waste of time. You only want active listings. Auctions, I'm not keen on for many reasons. We can go into that on another video. And credit rated, corporate credit, no credit rating at all. You never know what you'll find. And franchisees, you'll never know what you'll find because you could have some franchisee credit that's stronger than corporate. I know that sounds odd, but it is true. And we're only looking for single tenant. Now, sometimes I look for vacant because I do a lot of leasing and I can make money doing that. I can find a vacant deal and with my relationships put a tenant in there and make a bunch of money. So we're going to do net, triple net, absolute net, and ground leases. I don't like modified. You're going to have these double net deals. Well, sometimes I'll look at it, so we'll do that. But I stay away from gross deals. You can find interesting gross deals. A lot of the old shopping centers have gross leases, and just converting them to triple net, you can make a bunch of money, which we've done many, many times. And time period, here's one that people make a mistake on. They'll say, oh, let's just see what's brand new, 24 hours. That's got too much competition attached to it. And any good deal that hits the market, you're going to have every 1031 person in a 1031 after that. And most of the greatest deals are done off market between these broker networks like Marcus and Millichap. They do it all internally, and it doesn't even hit the market. So if it's on Crexi, it's for advertising purposes, and you get retail customers and what have you. But portfolios and some really amazing deals happen off market. But I'm going to do any time because you'll find listings that are a year old and they're stale, and you can go in and make offers on them. And the listings that are brand new, lowball offers are not going to get any kind of traction at all. So let's see what we've got. They're showing over 1,000 listings, probably 2,000. We stay away from Zen Leaf. This is a marijuana cannabis deal. They're very hard to finance. They're good cash flow, but I would shy away from those unless you don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that, but it's hard. They're easy to buy, hard to sell. Love KFC, Taco Bell, multi-brand units like this. I always like seeing that. Georgia's a good area. 6.25 cap, that's not bad. We'll have to mark this one to take a look at it later. Don't like Ohio so much, Portsmouth. This is a very small area. We like Popeyes. and we just need to find really good locations for them, like in the South. Ohio, not so good. Now, I stay away from all these Dollar General stores. The buildings are cheap, they're hard to relet. See, this one's metal. Well, this one's split face, but you'll get these metal buildings out in the middle of nowhere, and people are getting a 7 cap and they're thinking they're getting a great deal, but good luck trying to rent it again. There's no tenant improvements really in there, so there's no real commitment by the tenant. Once the lease is up, they're gone. You've got Del Taco. Love Del Taco. They were just spun off recently by Jack in the Box, and one of the large franchisees bought it. Let's take a look at that. Albuquerque is an okay place. It's a cash flow city. It's not a appreciation town. The property values don't appreciate. This one, they're asking a corporate type price of 5.25 cap. That's not going to happen with this Del Taco. It's been on the market for almost 2 years. They've updated it. They probably lowered the price. Gibson Boulevard's okay in New Mexico. This is not where you want to be. I mean, it's probably a decent location for fast food. I see another fast food right here. Yeah, Wiener Schnitzel. It's not bad. You got a Chick-fil-A right here. That's University Boulevard. So you're off of the main where you want to be is University, going all the way to the 40. Here's Cane's. It's not bad, but Wiener Schnitzel is actually a pretty good product. I dealt with them many years ago. His name was Sam Bacon. I think it was one of the first franchisees, or that was so long ago. I don't even want to. Anyways, let's move on to the next one. I stay away from Starbucks. They've overbuilt. Red Robin's has a very bad situation with their stock. Who knows what happens? And here's Highway 40 in Kansas City, Missouri. New 15-year corporate guaranteed lease. This isn't bad. These are pretty good deals, actually. Um, we like this industry. We've been in that industry, actually. We've built a bunch of them. I built some of the first Easy Lubes. They wound up having like 180 stores. I think I built their first 3 units in LA. I like Kansas City a lot, but it all depends where. So let's take a look at where we are in Kansas City. And this one's been on the market a long time. They updated it a couple of months ago. They're probably pretty motivated. Cap rate is too low. That's why it's still sitting. I would offer them a 6.5 cap on this deal. Let's see if there's any decent pictures. I actually know this property. You see how it's going down like that? So there's an issue with how it's built. Directly adjacent to city limits of Independence. We stay out of Independence, so let's get out of Independence. That's the crystal meth capital of the United States. Walgreens, that whole industry I'm not really happy with. I thought I took drugstores off of our search list. Okay, O'Reilly's really good. Antelope, California, but O'Reilly's really good. Pennsylvania, not so sure. Abilene, Texas, a Red Robin, probably do well there. But again, Red Robin's having some serious issues with their corporate, but their in-store sales are actually going up. They just have a lot of debt. Citrus Health System, Love Medical, Longview, Texas, not bad. Here's a 7.25 cap. That's not bad at all. Let's take a look at that one. This has been on the market for 6 days, so this is a new listing, and we like this one so far. You see it's a triple net right here, so you're going to be responsible for the roof and structure and lot, but it looks like it was recently remodeled or was recently built, and I'm sure the Christus Health System is a big company. We'll have to check into that. 271 a square foot. I mean, construction costs are very high these days. Lease commencement 9 years ago. And so we got 1.3 acres, year built 2007, so 20 years ago. They've got 3.5 years remaining. Typically, medical does not leave. They don't, so they'll be pretty much extending their lease with options. Christus Health System, Longview, Texas, a lease with 4 years remaining, even though it says differently up here. Fully remodeled interior tailored for modern eye care use along exterior signage to enhance visibility. 210 Bill Owens Parkway. This isn't bad. Attractive 2% annual increases. Normally they do 10% every 5 years, but when you get them annual, there's obviously an advantage to that. Fully remodeled eye care with updated exterior. Recent capital improvements, including the roof. So you've got a roof guarantee here. So on the triple net issue, you're going to be safe. You're going to want to see that roof guarantee and a new HVAC system. That might even not be in the triple nets as well. You might be responsible for the HVAC, but all the leases are different. And it says near a signalized intersection with 19,000 cars. When it says near, obviously this is not a hard corner. We like hard corners. 85,000 residents within a 5 mile. And so this is what I like about Longview is that it's 118,000 average income, which is pretty good. So the company acquired Good Shepherd in 2017, dominant healthcare provider for Longview and East Texas, operating 8 hospitals and over 80 clinics. That's a pretty big company. East Texas is a beautiful place and a lot of trees and a lot of very nice people. I would actually take a look at this deal. I want to see if they're going to exercise their options. They most likely are. We can look at the OM, but let's keep cruising on Crexi. But let's write that one down to take a look at after. And now we are looking at a Canes in Burbank, no. And no Dollar General, Dollar Trees, no. And let's say corporate guarantee Best Buy. Let's see what that one says. That's interesting. 10 million. That's a pretty good piece of real estate, pretty good corner. Let's take a look. Marcus and Millichap, my old firm. And a 30,000-foot building, 6.5 cap, not bad. Remaining 2.9. So this one you're going to have to do a geo tracking with the Placer.ai. You got a lot of open land here, but here's a Honda dealership, which means that this was all city-owned land. They did some redevelopment here. A lot of the dealerships always did deals with city-owned land, and they go out into the boonies, and then those boonies become developed, which is probably what happened here. So they've been there for 20 years, $331 a foot. It's a big lease, big lot, and it started 20 years ago. That rent is doable for them. They've got 2 5-year options and corporate guarantee. This isn't that bad. But again, you're going to need to know if they're going to exercise their option or buy this at a price where you can convert this building into a gym or something else and take advantage of this opportunity that way if they do leave. So sometimes we like to buy deals where you want them to leave, so you can unlock the land value and get higher rents. I think this rent is doable. You got 180 surface, so 5.8 is a big lot, 3.2 acres. And it's a signalized intersection, 40,000 cars per day. We like that. You could probably do 2 fast food deals here, although this one wouldn't be so happy. The one on the corner would. You could maybe do 2 in front that have a long depth like that, but I like that. Exercise a 5-year extension demonstrating their commitment to the area. Spur of upcoming residential developments, nearby area totaling 4,000 single-family homes. Yeah, I mean, Florida is a great place to invest. I would definitely write this one down. Let's see how long this has been on the market. It's almost 2 years. So they updated it. Yeah, this one I would make a lowball offer at about a 7.5 to 8 cap on this deal. And that way you really can't go wrong because you're buying it for probably less than replacement value. Let's leave that one open. Let's keep looking. Sonic is okay. This is kind of a too small of a town, but their real estate department, they always, their way they build these things, they don't use hard corners. So we're staying out of there. Champlain, Illinois, no. We don't do Walgreens, Dollar Generals, Sheets. Yeah. Here's a Firestone and Decatur, Georgia. This is going to be low income and probably short-term lease, but we love Firestones. You just have to buy them right. Big O as well, subleased to something else. See, this is the what I'm talking about with Dollar Generals, and they have these metal buildings in the middle of nowhere. You can get a 7 cap, you probably get an 8 cap, but you're not going to be able to rent it to anybody else when they're gone. Tuskegee, Alabama. University locations. Now we like university locations. That is um, a traffic driver. This has been on the market for a long time. They updated it. University location, 12 and a half years. You always want to have fast food near universities. This may be an opportunity. And let's just take a look at some of the basics. Rent bumps, lease commencement 8 years ago. It's fee simple land and building. Now, it's one of the larger Burger Kings, so these are always more expensive to operate. They're asking a 7 cap, and which is very aggressive for this. We'll have to find out why. It's a good 1 acre site, and they're saying they've got 12 and a half years left. This is a franchisee deal, and it's for sale by owner, it says. Oh, well, I don't know why they would say that because it's listed with these California brokers. I don't know Matt. I think I did a deal with Gary many years ago. Strong sales trend, walking distance to Tuskegee University, 2,500 students. This is really good. So, but when you always want to have the franchisee needs to have at least 10 stores. This one's got 40, which means he's at a place where he could sell to a larger franchisee. And so this is a good situation. Healthy rent to sales ratio, we want to see what that is. We want it to be around 7 or less. When you get into 8, it's still good, but when you get a big building like this, the expenses are higher. Zero landlord responsibility. Strong demographics in the trade area. Let's open the OM on this one. Let's take a look at this deal. This might be worth making an offer, but let's see if we can find what the problem is, why they're only wanting a 7 cap, and why it hasn't sold. Looks like it was remodeled. The lot is not kept very well. The lot is not kept very well. Degrading. We have to look. The cars are in good shape. Modern cars. No beaters. You got people in the drive-through. Bulldog Restaurant LLC. Guaranteed lease. Subsidiary of Starboard Investments, which is an operator of 50 Jimmy John's, 40 Burger Kings. That's good. So it's sub 8. That's there. That works. 10% rent increases. This is not a bad deal. Tenant pays for CAM, no landlord responsibilities. VA Medical Center, that's really good too. Hospitals and colleges, they don't close down, they don't go out of business, and they're traffic drivers. This is always going to have traffic. And so here's the issue. This is a small town, strong demographic and 5-mile trade area. 10,000 residents is very small. But you're next to a university and a VA hospital, so that's good. 60,000 household average income. That's why Burger King will work here. Here's your the rent, 8,900 for 3,400 feet. I'd say that's market. Actually, might even be below market for the considering all the improvements. I mean, if they vacated, you could probably remodel this and put another tenant in there. And I would probably say you can get 10 grand, maybe 11 on this location. But that's basically it on this one. I would offer them an 8 cap and see where they go. 7.5 it might work out. And yeah, here is the area. 5,000, 5,000. It's low traffic. Looks like a very nice area to live in. Here's the university. I wouldn't say that that is walking distance. Yeah, kind of. But listen, that's a captured audience to say the least. You got proper ingress and egress here, and doesn't look like it's the hard corner. It might be. We'd have to take a closer look at that. I wonder what their sales are. We could figure out what their sales are. Their sales ratio, rent to sales ratio, is good. But so let's keep this one open and see what else we can see. Walgreens I stay away from. Hardee's we like. Clinton, South Carolina. This is interesting. We'll have to take a look at that. Austin, Texas. So here's a leasehold. So you might say, oh, $4 million for Austin, Texas, but you're just buying the sandwich lease. Here's a 7-Eleven, Brownsboro, Texas, 5.9 cap. It's kind of rural. AT&T call center, Ocala, Florida. I would look into this as long as the lease is long. Here's an LA Fitness, not into those, although they do very well. The gym business is a very, very good business. They typically don't close. Even during the pandemic, a lot of these gyms just they didn't go anywhere. I thought they would all close. A lot of people did. Big R, Colorado Springs, Colorado. It's actually a good company. Let's take a look at that. No, we definitely like advanced auto parts. Let's take a look at Big R. Big R. So this has been on the market for 3 years, and still plenty of term left. It's an older building, below replacement cost, double net, which means you're responsible for the roof and structure. There's a shooting center, and you've got your Home Depot, Chipotle, Michael's, PetSmart right behind here. So that's not bad. Here's Christian Brothers, great company. If you can ever find a Christian Brothers, I would definitely look into that. Corporate guarantee. Let's find out what the deal is here. Let's look at the OM. With 9 years remaining, Big R, which operates 39 successful locations, Colorado, New Mexico, and Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas. Below market, definitely. Home Depot. This is not bad. 9 years left on the corporate guarantee. Recession-proof farm and ranch sporting goods retailer. That's right. Newly remodeled. See, this one's been overlooked because it's been on the market for so long. And Colorado Springs is a beautiful place. Let's take a look at the OM. Well, confidentiality. I'm not supposed to actually do that. Take a closer look at the pictures. Here's their yard. The lot looks like in good shape. Everything's in good shape. You see the traffic count back here? 40,000 cars. So they're definitely, this is a good little regional center here. 1.5 annual, 2 5-year options. Tremendous opportunity for investor to acquire passive investment. Dominant home, ranch, farm retailer. This is exactly where they need to be too, this company. Big R flagship locations, 46,000 square feet, 20,000 foot fence display yard. Town Center, Broadmoor Town Center. Yeah, we like this deal. This is one that you wouldn't have found if you were just looking. And yeah, 6.9. This is a decent price for this. $149. It's definitely below. You couldn't build that building for $150 a foot. It's $200 a foot now. This is $8 million, $9 million just to build this now without the land. They're asking a good cap rate, 7.5. I would offer them an 8. See, that's what we're talking about. This is how we, there's a better picture. Hobby Lobby, also a great tenant. Yeah, here's your McDonald's, your O'Reilly's, a Safeway. Here's the 25. Yeah, this is a good piece of real estate in a decent area. The 1.5 annually is fine. I mean, I would want more, but that's what it is. That's why you got to get a better going in. Landlord responsibility. So it's roof and structure. So they got a 15-year warranty, and a parking area lot was resealed and striped in July 2023. So that's pretty good. Landlord can charge a management fee of no more than 10% of the operating expenses. That's good. 5% annual cap on increases. It's not bad. The 1031 doctor likes this deal and would definitely recommend doing a deeper dive. Here's all their locations. I've seen a few. I remember there's one in Albuquerque. That's right, in Santa Fe. Durango. Durango is a beautiful place. You get on the Silverton train, go up to, it's a old narrow gauge train. You go up to Silverton. It's beautiful up there. So that's about it for today. If you're in exchange, give me a call, 310-721-7375. The 1031 doctor's been buying, building, selling, leasing triple net deals across the country since 1986. And you can reach me at jordan at the 1031doctor.com. Have a great day.